So in truth, lint can be one of the hardest things that can build up in your locks to get out, even more so than product buildup. Let's get to it. Welcome back to the Atreyu Locs channel. Hi, I'm Atreyu, a semi-free farmer who is dedicated to bringing you guys the best tips to grow a healthy set of locks. If this is your first time, make yourself comfortable. I'm glad to have you. So I got a comment from one of you guys today, and it reads, "My locks have deeply entrenched lint, but will dyeing cover it completely because I will definitely have to do that?" And I responded with, it depends on the dye job. You know, not all dye jobs are created equal. And what kind, as in product, brand name, and color dye you use. By the way, a lot of lockers dye their hair to cover up lint, so I suppose it's pretty effective. Good luck. Now, you guys know that I am not really about dyeing to cover up lint, but I do understand that that may be the only option that you have, because lint is super hard to get out, even more difficult to get out than a lot of product buildup. Why do I say this? Because we all know that product buildup is no joke. You know, the product building up from gels, waxes, and shampoos. Well, at least with those things, there are solutions that you can make and soak your locks in to loosen that up and have it lift to the surface. But when you have lint deeply embedded, deeply entrenched, as this person says, in your locks, it doesn't matter if you soak your locks in that solution, right? It's not going to lift the lint up to the surface of your locks because it's tangled. It's a part of the lock. It's as matted up as all the rest of the strands in your locks. So using solutions will not lift it to the surface. So you can't really get to it the way you can get to product buildup. So it's very difficult to get lint out. Hey, if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you are notified every single time I upload. How about that? One of the reasons that I have not really struggled with lint in my locks is because, you know, they're usually covered in a satin bonnet. And if I'm, you know, out in public or doing, you know, running errands or whatever, then I'll have a tam over the satin bonnet. A lot of people ask, well, what do you put under your tam? Like, once you get lint in your locks from your tam? No, because I always have a satin bonnet up under my tam. But that has helped me to avoid getting lint in my locks, deeply embedded. Something else that I also do is I check my locks frequently for lint, okay? It's always best to catch lint when it's still on the surface of your locks versus when it's deeply embedded in your locks, because it's darn near impossible to get out unless you want to run the risk of doing structural damage to your locks because it's that deeply embedded. Something else that you can do to kind of avoid lint is just be mindful of the types of clothes that you wear, especially the things that go on your torso, like your shirts, jackets, things like that. Just be mindful of the type of materials that they're made out of, especially if they're close to your locks, because, you know, your locks are like sponges. They absorb any and everything that they can. Be mindful of the products that you put in your hair, especially if the products are sticky, because they also behave like sponges, like magnets even. You know, they're gonna catch on to everything, even like little wispy willow thingies flying in the air on, you know, a breezy day. If your hair is sticky and it's out and about, then, you know, it's gonna grab all the lint, dust, debris in the air. So yeah, those are just a few tips that I have about how to prevent lint. Really, when it comes to lint, preventative measures are where it's at, okay? Because once it's in your lock, you're kind of left with either dyeing it to cover it or taking your locks out to get the lint out, like actually combing your locks out to get the lint out. And who wants to do that? Nobody, right? So dangerous music, good luck to you with your dye. Just make sure that obviously you rinse the dye out thoroughly, but if you want to be sure to cover it entirely, then make sure your locks are saturated with the dye, and then Obviously be sure to rinse it out, or that dye is just going to be another form of buildup in your locks, and you don't want to get caught in that vicious cycle, which is hard to get out of. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe. And if you choose to love, do so unconditionally, because loving with conditions conditions the heart to not really love at all. This is Atreyu Locs, and I will see you next time. Peace.